Yo, what's good, y'all? We live today. Why is chat filled with JJK brain rot? Is because I just started the stream and you know what I'm saying, hey, so it's gonna be like that a little bit. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about pretty much a lot of Deepwoken stuff today. You know what I mean? Taking a look at some stuff. What's been going around the YT, man? The YT. You know what I mean? The white. There's a video we're gonna be. There's gonna be a couple videos we're gonna be watching. We're gonna be playing some Deep and talking about a few things. Type of shit. So let's go ahead and start by watching a couple videos. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Get some of this stuff done. So we're gonna be watching videos. So first off, we got a video by the homie. They changed Google Chrome's like, you know, anyway. Let's watch some videos first.
Look at this damage, guys.
Most underrated.
No, I thought that was just a fluke, so I went to test it on this guy, and he says it's still about the same. Now, why do I do so much damage all of a sudden? Is because I have 100% pen. I can reach up to 100% pen and do true damage with my M1s. And also I can make my mantras do 50% pen. But how do I do such magic? Let me show you guys. So I went and did the math here. We got 5 to Seer, 6 to my strength, 10 to Thresher Claws, 25
Seer,
to Nevaeh Warchief, and 19 to my 3-star pen Flamekeeper. And then we got the 40% extra that I can get from stacking Seer, giving us a whopping basically true damage if we hit all the stacks. And then on top of that, I have about 31.2 damage without damage multipliers. So I have Taunt, Speed Demon, and Charm. Sometimes I have Last Resort, but yeah. So we are looking at a lot of damage. If I get my stacks on, I can probably hit like 40 damage at M1 true damage.
40 damage.
If not 40, at least 30. Which is a lot if you're not counting armor. That can be like a couple hits until you're dead. Especially taking into account that this is Fist, so you will get hit with a lot of combos. 4 hits is almost guaranteed to take about 100 HP or more from you. At least when I have multis on or I hit a combo. So yeah guys, if you go over pen cap, you should seriously try using Seer, because this is basically built-in million-ton piercer, guys. This is basically my million-ton piercer build, except I have reinforced armor and all that, and I still go over pen cap, so it's pretty insane. This build almost makes my million-ton collapsed lung build make no sense to go. Not only will I start to do a lot of damage, but this enchant over time will blind them, which is also really good since I play Fist with like hidden animations almost from stealing their water. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. If you guys want information, make sure you like and sub. I will share with you guys every time I post or entertain you guys. But yeah, thank you for watching. And
good video here. Anything else? We have an Eclipse video to watch. Eclipse dropping
about a week ago. I made a video where I reviewed Deepwoken, and a few days after, I put out another video regarding a small interview I did with one of the owners of Deepwoken, Archmage. In that video, I mentioned how Voidwalkers were a consistent problem in Deepwoken, and how I wanted to make a video directly related to them. There seemed to be a lot of support when it came to me making the video, so here we are. Now, here's the thing. There were basically 2 extremes that I picked up on while reading comments in regards to Voidwalkers. The first and most obvious were the clearly PvE-centric players who cannot stand these guys. There appears to be a large following of people who just flat out wish the origin and style of play was never added to the game to begin with. Then of course there's the other group of people, the people absolutely terrified that this random jackass from YouTube who just showed up on their favorite game now wants to make a big public deal about how the way they enjoy the game is actually ruining the game. I bring up these 2 extremes mostly because, contrary to what people seem to think I was going to say in this video, I actually fall more in the middle of the two of them. I genuinely believe that Voidwalker was a really good idea in concept. The problem was more in the execution of that concept. The Origin has a laundry list of problems tied to it that makes something that otherwise could be a really fun addition to the game simply an incredibly frustrating nuisance for a lot of players. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at two major problems with Voidwalkers that I believe, if fixed, can make the Voidwalker Origin more fun for both the PvE players and the PvP players.
Let's see what he has to say. Obtainment.
So the first big issue is obtainment. And to put it bluntly, whoever designed this is a sadist. Plain and simple. For those who may not know, in order to obtain the Voidwalker Origin, you need to randomly kill 15 players for no reason.
Randomly
Now, yes,
kill.
you could just kill people as they come, kill Voidwalkers themselves, and so on. But considering that you need to kill all 15 players on one character, realistically, most people are just gonna murder 15 people unprovoked.
Okay. Is it really randomly killing if you're killing to get the Voidwalker obtainment? I don't think so. But I digress.
Funnily enough, I actually think that the obtainment method for Voidwalker does more harm overall than the actual Voidwalkers themselves. And that's because, whether the devs intended it to or not, you are heavily incentivized to hunt down and kill new players and players who are a lower level than you. Here's the deal. If you're not really good at PvP and you fight people that are on your level, there's a good chance you're gonna lose. If you do, then screw up in your depth trial or get jumped down there and you get wiped, well, you're back to square one. That means that the safest route here is to mercilessly slaughter those beneath you. This is all ignoring the fact that the wiki says that you specifically have to kill Pathfinders, or players with no current oath. Which, if this is true, even further encourages killing low levels, because most high levels are already going to have an oath, and so it wouldn't count. I hope this isn't true, but if it is, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, if it's to the point where you can't kill somebody with oath, that's stupid. That's bad. Yeah, I agree. That's stupid as fuck.
I have never in my life, across all the games I've played, felt as bad as I did for the people I was killing in order to unlock Voidwalker. I felt like I was handing out apologies like hotcakes over the top of entirely confused and heartbroken players that I'd just killed who had little to no chance of winning against me. And it's at this point I have to wonder, why? Did the devs just arbitrarily pick kill 15 people as a prerequisite without any sort of backing or forethought whatsoever? Frankly, I'm not sure. But what I can say is that it really shouldn't be this way. You get the Deepbound Origin by talking to a guy twice, and the Lone Wanderer for killing 3 enemies in the trial of 1, something that itself is probably likely to change and get even easier. So why is it that Voidwalker is so obnoxious to get that compared to the rest of the Origins in...
I mean, okay, if he's talking about the amount you have to kill, understandable. But if he's saying why does you have to kill players, I mean, you're a fucking assassin. You know what I mean? Like, right, you're an assassin. So I don't think the idea of having to kill players to get it is that unreasonable. Bro, you're going to kill niggas for your shits. So if that's the obtainment, but let's see what he has to say. Because if it's about the fact that if you kill a lot, I would probably agree.
In the game and cause so much strife for people for basically no reason. The only answer that I can come up with is they made it this way in order to cut down on the amount of Voidwalkers. But if that's the case, I can't say much other than that being incredibly short-sighted. And it also didn't work. If Voidwalker's main way of progressing is fighting other players in PvP, and the Voidwalker Origin itself is restricted to only those who are already adept at killing people, then that makes every encounter with a Voidwalker as a newer player borderline or just straight up impossible. This weeds out all of the otherwise bad Voidwalker players, making most, if not all, Voidwalker encounters and as a new player, a complete one-sided slaughter. If it were me, I'd drastically lower the bar for unlocking Voidwalker by either only requiring 1 or hell maybe even 0 kills, and center unlocking the origin around talking to the person below the deck on the ship.
I don't know. It's like, I'd say 5 at least. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, bro, you gotta show, like, you know what I mean? Right? If you think about it, why the fuck would I hire you if you killed 0 people? Like, you're trying to become a Voidwalker, you're trying to work for us. Bro, have you even killed anybody before, bro? I think 5 is, like, a good, like, you know what I mean? That's fine.
And walking into the magic bubble. Because, like, I just don't see any reason why this interesting aspect of playing the game should be locked behind such a ridiculous task that isn't really very much fun to do, but is incredibly unfun for every single person on the receiving end, because most of them are never even going to have a chance to begin with. So it's very obvious that the Voidwalker origin was heavily inspired by invaders from the Dark Souls series. Anyone who's played Dark Souls can easily see the comparison. And yet, despite that, the developers of Deepwoken appear to have just almost copy-pasted the system without thinking about the differences in genre and the impact of death when it comes to both games. If an invader kills you in Dark Souls, he takes your humanity and you respawn at the last bonfire. Depending on when it happens, this can be pretty annoying, but not the end of the world. In contrast, if a Voidwalker kills you in Deepwoken, it can mean being sent to the depths, where you have the potential of losing your entire character. Obviously, the difference in stakes here are
okay. For freshies, true. For freshies, that's true. Oh, but past, like, I'd say a month of playing the game, most players will kind of know. Like, a regular average Joe player is going to be like, ugh, I have to escape. They escape. So, I can understand what he's saying, because he's coming from a much newer player, a much more, like, new player perspective, right? But, you know what I mean? In my opinion, I'll give my opinions about what I think Voidwalker should have at the end.
Staggering. So you may be asking yourself right now, what is this guy getting at? Well, to put it simply, I think the devs have gone in the complete wrong direction when it comes to how they've been handling the Voidwalker issue. And to my knowledge, they have been attempting to rectify the issue. It's just not working. Like, at all. The cycle appears to be as follows. People complain that Voidwalkers are annoying and are making the experience less fun for those who are not a Voidwalker or don't want a PvP. The devs see these complaints, and their response is to continuously make it more and more difficult for Voidwalker players, which in turn raises the skill floor to use Voidwalker, an approach that I've already explained in the previous section, simply results in the average Voidwalker player being significantly better than your average normal player, and leading to most Voidwalker fights, especially early on, being just the Voidwalker wiping the floor with the victim, and that's that. None of this fixes the baseline issue that a Voidwalker can just teleport right to you, kill you, and potentially wipe your character. This is why I propose that we go in the complete opposite direction of what the devs have been attempting so far. Rather than constantly punishing Voidwalkers for even daring to pick the Voidwalker origin, why don't we just make the consequences of being Voidwalked on significantly reduced? My solution is relatively simple. Instead of Voidwalker bounties being identical to normal ones, where you seek out and kill the target, instead, if you accept a bounty from the Void Heart, the goal is to drain the life of your bounty to fuel the existence of the Void Mother, or some other thing related to that. It functions nearly identical to your standard bounty, but the goal ends when you knock out your target rather than killing them. When you knock out your target, you teleport back to the Void Heart and be able to collect your reward.
I don't want that, though. You see what I'm saying, right? As a Voidwalker, think about it like this, okay? There's actually benefit to killing a player. There is, actually. I understand what he's saying. Well, you can knock the player, and then, like, they don't have to die. But, like, realistically, two things. They're assassins. But I understand he's saying you can change it up, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's just how it is. I mean, I like the new concept. It's cool, draining for the life. But, like, if I've drained the life for somebody, why wouldn't I just kill them afterwards? Because second thing, right, is that when I kill the person, I also get to take some of their loot. And I know for some people that's like, well, I mean, I'm a max player, so why would I? But when you're progressing, sometimes that loot is nice. Like, especially the people who can take higher level bounties. Like, if you guys have ever seen like a solo prog from a YouTuber, right? People who are better with Voidwalkers don't just hunt freshies. They don't just hunt. That's not the only thing they hunt. All right? People will fight people who are like their level / stronger and get good kills, right? And those motherfuckers drop things like gems that you need that could be helpful and handy. Do you see what I'm saying, right? Which I think is fine, honestly. But let's continue hearing him out.
With the affected player maybe suffering a small debuff for a short period of time, just so that there's some sort of consequence for losing to the Voidwalker. I believe this would radically change the dynamic and reaction when it comes to being Voidwalked on. Right now, PvP is so risky and de-incentivized for newer players that a lot of the time, players choose to either attempt to flee the Voidwalker or just straight up log out of the game if they see one coming.
That is
Neither
true.
of those things are fun for anyone involved. It's not fun to try to run away from someone hopelessly, and it's not fun for the Voidwalker to be trying to chase after someone who's directly trying to avoid them, and it's incredibly unfun to have to quit out of the game when you see a player approaching you, and it's even less fun on the receiving end of it when you're going after your target, they see you, and just Alt F4 and they're gone. I think if you're not heavily punished for losing to a Voidwalker, it means that more newer people will put up a fight, which is more fun for them and more fun for the Voidwalkers. On top of that, it'd mean that if a Voidwalker takes a contract where the target has friends or guildmates in the server, they can realistically carry out the contract by chipping down their target, and then they get teleported away when the target's knocked out. Considering that right now, if you're a Voidwalker, it's pretty much a death sentence to pick a contract that involves a larger guild, because you're just gonna get ganked and...
I don't think that I see what he's saying. He's basically saying, like, if you only had to knock a player versus grip them, that'll make it much easier for you to kill people or complete your bounties, which I agree. It would make it better in 3v1 scenarios, but, like, you're still, like... I don't think it'd be that crazy of like a change for like trying to boss raid and kill people, but we'll see.
Even if you successfully knock out your target, there's no way in hell.
Because in my opinion, the hardest part is knocking the target. Really, the grip. There's multiple ways you can get an easy grip, but I see what you're saying.
The people are going to let you kill them, so it's basically a lost cause. Naturally, of course, if the Voidwalker themselves loses to their intended target, they'll still take a death as normal, since they're the initiator of the conflict, often have the element of surprise, and also likely will have a much easier time getting out of the depths than their target, based solely off the fact that if you've gotten Voidwalker and you're trying to PvP, you probably have a good idea of getting out of the depths by now.
I'll address on that point later on.
There are some small issues with Voidwalker that I wanted to mention that just weren't big enough to be in those two large sections above. So I'm putting them here instead.
Okay.
The first of which is simply conjecture, and I can't prove it whatsoever, but I had someone tell me that Voidwalker's depths trials are harsher than other origins. Obviously, this falls into the same idea that I mentioned before of not punishing people directly for picking the Voidwalker origin. Assuming this is true, it really shouldn't be and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The next is about outright avoiding Voidwalkers. Apparently, the Voidwalker issue is so widespread that people have gotten to the point of figuring out how to just not appear on the Voidwalker bounty board at all. By becoming neutral or allies with every faction, I think. Assuming that the punishment for losing to Voidwalker has changed, I really think something like this is pretty stupid and ought to be done away with. The Voidwalker bounty board should always show everyone on the server, no exceptions. One of the other things I felt needed to be said is that I think a lot of people play Voidwalker specifically because it gives you access to cool stuff that no other origin can do. And I think that a large issue with Voidwalker actually spawns from the fact that the other origins just don't feel as special or are boring comparatively. Fact of the matter is, a Power 20 Voidwalker just has access to more unique stuff than a Power 20 Deepbound or Castaway. So, for older players, it's almost a no-brainer to pick Voidwalker. There's not very many reason to pick the other origins.
I'd say
if you're already good at the...
I'd say because Deepbound did get a little buff where like you can TP to the depths, and yeah, I think that was cool, I guess. But yeah, I still think Voidwalker can sometimes. I think the TP is still
game.
Nice.
It gives you a chance to get into more PvP fights if you want to, and if you don't, no big whoop. You lose some XP, but so be it. You get some cool stuff.
Deepbound is good for farming like layer 2 and like depths and shit like that. Like if you're a depths player, hell mode, like Deepbound is great.
And as a trade-off, I think if the developers went out of their way to make Deepbound and whatever future origins are coming provide cool and unique reasons to pick them that are kind of on par with Voidwalker, then there would be less Voidwalkers overall. Which is also true, people would actually weigh their options instead of unlocking Voidwalker and going, well, I'm gonna pick that one because it gives me the cool teleporting abilities that nobody else has. And the last thing isn't really important, but it goes against everything people kept telling me. To put it simply, towns are not safe. I don't know what people are smoking, but the guards in towns are often completely incapable of dealing with a Voidwalker. And if the Voidwalker knocks any of them out, they get health back, actively punishing you.
Okay, that's also not true. I think whoever was talking to him must have been thinking about maybe like Reaper, right? Or like you can Reaper the guards for like some health, but that was done away in wave 1 or like very early on.
For trying to rely on the guards for help. I don't think this will really matter if the Voidwalkers don't outright kill you, and if anything, the guards should almost be easier, so that way it's less of a problem for Voidwalkers having to deal with guards. But I thought I'd mention it, because there were several times where and I'm sure there's footage in the background, where I would try to gank the Voidwalker with the help of guards, and I would end up hurting myself, because the guards would get knocked out, the Voidwalker would get all their health back, and they just would be completely unfazed by all of it.
Let's see what I should say.
In conclusion, this video was probably a complete waste of time. Wait, what? No, it's not like a YBA video where everything that I say is falling on deaf ears. Actually, quite the opposite. After my second Deepwoken video last week, Archmage and I talked again in DMs, and the topic of Voidwalkers was brought up because, well, I'd mentioned it in the video. I said a few things in there to him, and we seemed to be pretty eye to eye on everything that came to the issue. I even basically stole his idea for how Voidwalkers would complete contracts without killing you from him. So that begs the question, if I already talked about this with him, and the messages are—
Let me look what he said. So the Voidwalker has still screwed with you, but they haven't like outright killed you. I think what I do for approach, instead of gripping you, they do something like a soldiering thing that leaves you at a fairly low HP and teleport away. For bonus, they haven't considered on the level of making it less punishing. Players say, I hate being at low levels, so maybe it does make it harder for Voidwalkers to hunt low levels, but when the Voidwalkers don't get hunts right, we'll see if we can get a clear comment maybe poll.
Him. So that begs the question, if I already talked about this with him, and the message was already conveyed, why does this video exist? Well, listen. But on the real, there's quite a bit in here that I didn't directly mention to him. And I also wanted to actually get and use Voidwalker before making a video about it. If I hadn't, that whole deal about obtainment would probably never have existed to begin with, and I think it's really important. As for being a Voidwalker itself, I haven't really played too much of it, so hopefully I'm not missing too much before this goes live. I wanted to get the video out within a reasonable time frame, and so I'm kind of rushing things out the door right now. So there is a relatively decent chance that I miss some important stuff that I'll regret later. I'm hoping that's not the case. If it is, please let me know below so that way I can either amend it, reference it to Archmage, whatever. Because I think this stuff is important, and I also don't think it'd be that hard to fix. So if you've got things that I missed, let me know.
All right, chat.
Anyways, I am done here. That's all I had to say on the issue. Hopefully the devs can consider some of this stuff because I think it'd make the game healthier overall, both for new players and old players alike. But that's all for today. So if you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't. And with all that being said, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, chat. So let's get the music out. Alright, so this is what I think, right? Voidwalker fix. So, I think he had some pretty decent points there, right? So right now, it seems like the solution would be to, what is it called? Basically make Voidwalker as a whole, basically no longer involve killing, right? The only reason why I don't like that is because killing players is actually it's actually pretty helpful in progression. Having like the players loot can sometimes give you a lot of money to sell. Like I grab everything and I sell it for notes, and the loot that you get from voidwalking is questionable. You're not gonna get deep gems. You understand what I'm saying? Or like some players sometimes will have deep gems or some random shit or like food. That's handy. You see what I'm saying, right? So I prefer if they did not go that route. I really like the loot you get off players is just sometimes nice. Like sometimes a nigga will just have like a fucking grand suit of Roosk on them. I don't know why, but they'll just, see what I'm saying, right? That's better in my opinion. And I think it should be that way. But this is what I'll say, because it seems like a majority of the issue comes from the fact that Voidwalkers can make the new player experience not good. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is what it's like right now, right? So this is a new player, right? And this is their timeline of like what they kind of experience, right? So we have when you first buy the game, right? And you do the little tutorial, bam, bam. As soon as they hit a certain power, they can probably immediately have access to fighting a Voidwalker. Not good, right? Because new players will get attacked. They're like, what the fuck, right? And to be quite fair, most new motherfuckers are gonna be like, bro, this shit's ass. Because they don't really understand too much yet about the shits. And especially in a game where you can wipe, they're probably gonna wipe off it, right? Not good. So here's what I have proposed and other people have proposed, which I don't think is that bad of an idea, right? Basically, if you're a brand new player, you basically have safety until you hit a certain point, correct? Right? So, my idea was, and I think another person suggested, as soon as you get your first power 20, you will basically have Voidwalker immunity. You can't be hunted until a new player gets their first power 20. I think that's good, because a lot of new players will die and wipe before they can even get their first maximum, or they can make it like Bell, whatever they want to do, right? They'll get Voidwalker immunity to their first power 20. And the idea is, right, so you have like a new player here. I don't know why I put B. You have a new player here, and this is now their new shits. They're focused on the exploration and the cool parts of the game, because a lot of people tend to forget, right? And I think this is very fair. A lot of people are like, well, when I had to deal with Voidwalker when it first came out, it was fine. But here's the thing. You, and a majority of us, have already been playing the game when Voidwalker came out. Voidwalker came out towards the end of verse 1. By then, most people have had a good experience knowing how to play the game, getting combat, right? A new player, off rip, we didn't have to deal with that as new players. Do you understand what I'm saying? We didn't have to deal with that as new. There was fighting, but there wasn't hunting. Very big difference in my opinion, right? So, yeah, that's what I'll say, right? There was fighting, but there wasn't hunting, right? And so that's why I feel like the new player experience will be basically kept towards what we had it, to where you don't experience a Voidwalker hunt until you're more knowledgeable in the game, which is why I think power 20 is like, bam, once you get your first power 20, whoa, like the full game experience basically unlocks. And that's what I think. And I think the game should have more of that in general, where you keep playing the game and then you experience more of the game the more you play. Because right now, Deepwoken is literally you play it and everything is thrown at you at once. Right? Everything is thrown at you at once. Voidwalkers, you can make any sort of build, you can get any bell, you can get any mantra. It's like, yo, that's a lot to do, right? That's a lot that comes at you at once, including new content. They'll drop like a new mantra for wind. You haven't even, bro, wait, what? How many wind mantras are there? You see what I'm saying? Right? And so, that's what I'll say about it. I think the new player experience should not encounter any power 20s or any Voidwalkers until power 20. And then they'll unlock it, right? They'll know that, like, yo, there'll be like an evil presence, blah 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 blah, right? And then from future on points, you can get hunted, right? It'll basically inform you that, yo, you hit your first power 20, the training wheels are off. You have now like officially made your first power 20, and whatever they want to say, right? and then they'll let you know that, like, yo, players can now hunt you type shit, right? Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. You feel the void's influence, or like you feel as if you're now able to be hunted by the void. Some bullshit. Something that'll let you know on your next wipe or whatever it is, right? So yeah, that's what I'll say about it. Now, I think the only issue is that this doesn't address how people feel about Voidwalkers as a whole, right? People don't want to have to, because now you don't just have new players, you have bad players, right? How do you get bad players to fuck with Voidwalkers? And I think regardless, people are not gonna want to interact with them. You see what I'm saying? I think people are not gonna, what's it called? They're not gonna, they're not gonna want to fuck with it no matter what. Yeah, I understand that not being killed would fix it, but at the same time, bro, if I'm progressing, no matter what, you're not gonna want to have it paused or interrupted, or not. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, people tend to forget. People tend to forget this, right? Bro, it depends on how it works, but if you get knocked and you're put at 0 health, right? If there's like anything else around you, like monsters or other players, you're dead. Like if there's opposing unless like both Voidwalkers get TP back, right? Maybe, all right, or like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you get put to full health once they get TP'd away. But you see what I'm saying, right? Like that could still fuck you over. Music's too loud. Is it? There we go. They kind of have a blue team like Souls game. Yeah, I think that would probably be a better fix. Like, people were talking about like, oh, like what if there's like another faction that can like interrupt Voidwalker shits? And I mean, maybe, right? Here's my issue with it, right? This is my issue with that suggestion, because we were like, well, what if it's like, you know what I mean? It's difficult. You know what's gonna happen, right? So this is what I think is gonna happen. Unless you have easy notification that there's a fight going on, this is what you're gonna have. You're gonna have 3 groups, okay? You're gonna have 3 groups. You're gonna have the people who are regular players, right? I'm gonna just call them RPs. Regular players. Then you have Voidwalkers. Then let's just say you have the heroes. The heroes, right? These guys will save people from the Voidwalkers. So here's how it's gonna go, right? Let's just say you have 15 players in the server that are regular players, 3 Voidwalkers, 3 heroes, right? My issue with it is that those Voidwalkers have 15 targets. Make sense? The heroes have 3. Do you understand where I'm going with this, right? So if your progression is to, you know what I'm saying, hunt Voidwalkers, there may not be nobody for you to hunt in a server. There might be 0 Voidwalkers. But if I go in a Voidwalker server and there's 0 heroes, I can just kill anybody in the, see what I'm saying, right? I can just kill anybody. And I know some people are like, well, what about cross server? Which could, maybe, but like, you see what I'm saying, right? But right now it's 15 Voidwalkers. True. True. You might be able to make the argument that like if there's a server with a lot of Voidwalkers, then it's easy. I'm not saying it's a bad solution, but I'm just saying there might be cases where like there's no heroes in the server and only Voidwalkers. Because what's it called? Because it just might be easier to hunt people, but you never know. It just depends, right? Because the thing is, right, with Voidwalkers, another thing people aren't considering, right, is that like as a player, there's like usually a good range of bounties from 1 to 5 star, right? But what's probably gonna happen is like with Voidwalkers, unless there's a lot of Voidwalkers, right? Unless there's a lot of Voidwalkers. Do you understand what I'm trying to say with it, right? Like it's harder for you, like what if are they gonna make it to where like any hunter or any hero can hunt a Voidwalker, right? Can I be a power 20 and hunt a level 7 Voidwalker? Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Can I do that? Can I do that, right? If I'm a power 20 with like maybe I'm trying to get belly XP, or I'm a power 18, can I kill a power 8 Voidwalker? Can I like jump him? Do you see what I'm saying, right? I don't know if that because like with Voidwalkers, there's that level limit. So what if like the heroes are not like maybe they're too high level? Now I'm not getting any help. You see what I'm saying? That's my only thing with it. So I think while I don't think it's a flaw, like I don't think it's a bad solution, I don't think it's a flawless solution to have like an enemy guild. because like it's gonna be much harder. Because here's what's gonna happen, I think. Unless you get lucky and there's hella Voidwalkers in your server, which there may be, because a lot of people do go Voidwalker, right? My only issue is I feel like it'd be annoying, because the thing is, right, the idea is you hunt Voidwalkers who are currently in a hunt. So it's not even you're just hunting Voidwalkers to kill them. It's only if they're in a hunt, right? Does that make sense? So like, as a player, right, or as a hunter, you have to hope that whenever you went there, it was like right after the Voidwalker spawned in, right? Like, what if I'm the hunter, right? Like trying to stop the Voidwalker. I go there, he already killed his target. You see what I'm saying, right? And then the Voidwalker's gone. You see what I'm saying? So like, the hunters have to not only find Voidwalkers, but they have to find them at the right time. Well, Voidwalkers can kill anybody at any time. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be more inconvenient for the hunter to get his progression. Because like, bro, you can only hunt Voidwalkers unless they make it to where you can hunt any Voidwalker. Sure. But if it's not like that, then it's like, bro. In my opinion, so I don't know what they're going to try and do. Are they going to make it to where you can hunt any Voidwalker anywhere you go? Because if so, okay, that's cool, I guess. Now it's like the heroes have something they can hunt, and the Voidwalkers can hunt them, and okay, all right. I think it'd be probably better if, like, in my opinion, I think what it should be is this. I think in order for it to balance out, you have the regular players, the Voidwalkers can hunt the regular players, but now the Voidwalkers can be the one that can be hunted as well. And so the benefit is that hopefully the Voidwalkers will have more people to hunt naturally, but then the heroes basically can like hunt any Voidwalker, and nobody. But the thing is, Voidwalkers can also hunt the hero. Does that make sense? So I think Voidwalker, the idea is that the Voidwalker can have more targets. They can hunt anybody. The hero downside is that they can only hunt Voidwalkers, but they can't get hunted. And then regular player is just a regular player. What do y'all think? Let me put my phone on the charger. Died. Oh. Okay. I think another thing, I think I saw somebody say, I would say it, maybe like what they could do is that like the heroes can get like a notification that a Voidwalker is being hunted. Like it's like you sense a void, you sense like the void being disturbed or something like that, or you sense like the void in your area, right? And then you can like teleport to like Voidwalkers trying to hunt. My only issue with this is that like as a Voidwalker, bro, trying to fight regular players can already be pretty fucking annoying, right? So then like if you have a hunter on your ass too, Voidwalker people just might not play Voidwalker because it's just like, fuck, this is it. Because it is really hard to 2v1, to be fair. And it's like, so you might have to deal with people running, and then you might get hunted on top of that. It's like, it might be way too difficult. But you never know. We'll see. We should let anyone hunt Voidwalkers back. Technically, you can hunt Voidwalkers back. It's just that Voidwalkers have a TP. I think. Yeah, technically. But yeah, only thing is, I'll say whatever rework they do, I still want to be able to kill. I still want to be able to kill as a Voidwalker just because I like player loot as a freshie. As a max, you don't really need it as much, but like when I'm progressing, bro, I like being able to kill players and like, oh damn, okay, they have a good ass Starduster, okay, and you put it on. I like that. Bro, I don't want to get like a fucking like shit chest and be like, bro, get like a fucking silver dagger, hunter's leggings, hunter pad. You know what I mean? Like an unalloyed halberd. Just buff Voidwalker loot. You're missing the point. The point is that Voidwalker loot will never be equivalent to the possibility and the gamble of player loot. Does that make sense? You can get anything off a player. Voidwalker loot, they can buff it, but like, are they gonna buff it to the point where you can fucking get deep gems? You know what I mean? Right? Does that make sense? Or like food. Sometimes you just get something you need or want, and I like that. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes a nigga might have hit the lottery and he has something really good like a legendary weapon. I like that. That's nice. Make a depths chest? Maybe. If they want to, sure. No. I don't really care too much if they do, but yeah. Let's see what else is being said. Is that the only thing being said? What if regular players game when they hear of the Voidwalker friends? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, those are just like my base ideas for it. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say about the Voidwalker. There's other things I could probably do. Why did this YouTuber get banned? Do I really want to watch this video? Oh. Dan VR made a good video, actually. Twitch's nudity policy is outrageous. Yeah, we'll watch this. This looks good.
You know, for a long while here, I thought that YouTube was one of the worst content sharing platforms on the internet. But in true Twitch fashion, coming from behind, the upset, woo! Twitch is once again
Twitch has gone crazy.
Laughably pathetic.
There's
been a debate for a long time in the content creator or the Twitch user community, I should say, about whether or not Twitch thoughts are real. Okay, and the common defense is to just say incel. This is the checkmate. This is your undefeatable defense. Kind of like.
Let me look at Twitch right now.
If you say Twitch thought and you get hit with the incel response, it's game over. All right, there's no coming back from that in the Twitch community, you know. But recently, Twitch kind of, you know, they loosened up their sexual activities policy. So what it was before, and in Twitch's own words, it was too punitive. It was punishing artistic depictions of breasts and genitalia, and
they done lost their minds, man.
So sure, maybe
they done fucking lost their minds. What is this degenerate content? What the fuck is this? I can't show this on my stream, dude. What the fuck is wrong with Twitch?
Now, if you were drawing a character who had boobs or something, you know, you wouldn't be punished. Well, for some reason, you know, I open up Just Chatting, and it's
bad.
turned into a fucking human market. These women have the camera cut off directly above their nipples. Like, hello? Did I fucking stumble into a strip club? Did I accidentally click on the wrong website? Where am I? Okay, I must have got lost. And I clicked in on one of these that, you know, maybe...
Nah, it's
maybe
fucked. It's fucked. They know a majority of their audience is fucking kids. They're so fucked, man.
Okay,
Dude.
maybe I'm in the wrong, and this creator is just promoting their content, and they just happen to be an individual.
What's gonna happen is that, dude,
With
oh
boobs.
man.
Have you guys checked out my social link tree? You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can see cool pictures.
No. The first thing I hear when I click on the stream is her directing other people to her links, her link tree, so that they can, quote, look at cool pictures.
Bro.
Okay. I guess Twitch is the waiting room for OnlyFans. Okay, we're in the lobby right now. Okay, you gotta wait. It takes about 3 to 5 business days and a Twitch Prime sub.
It is
and then
bad.
you can beat
Oh
your
my
meat.
god, dude.
What the fuck is this website? It is perplexing. It's unfortunate that Twitch is like the only content sharing platform there is. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to put up with this shit anymore. The only other alternative is Kick, and Kick is, yeah, I don't know. You know, from a business standpoint, when Kick has an entire tab dedicated to pirating movies and music, which is incredibly illegal, probably don't want to tie your brand to that one. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, do not look at the Twitch just chatting section, bro. Worst mistake. Come on, man. Oh. Who don't want to? Who want to say what's up to, man? Let's see who's up, bro. Let's see who the fuck is up, bro. Let me look at this. Oh, you know what I made, chat? I'll show you. While I'm here, I'll show you what I made on Studio today. Just cause, why not? Make sure this bitch work. So, I have been tasked. You know, honestly, this is probably not the smartest idea because I'm not the most knowledgeable at the moment. But I've been tasked to make my horror game AI. So I spent maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes getting and creating a little draft system of what I want the AI to be like. I think I came up with a good idea on what I wanted it to do. And so we took inspiration, but basically, right, it's like a house that we have right now, right? There's gonna be a house. And so I'm gonna use this motherfucker as an example here. So this motherfucker, imagine this is the layout of a house or rooms, right? The idea is it's gonna be able to break into your Windows shits, right? And then it's gonna be able to go in and start killing motherfuckers, right? And then I think the final idea I had for it, so I gave it my layers, plans, right? Step 1, try and set up a system related to being able to break into shits and TP to shits and I don't know, just set up the basics. Step 2, make the motherfucking pathfinding work. Oh my god. I was working with some of that shit. What's it called? Got stuck Gengi. I was working with some of that shit on a random ass mud skipper. So I'm gonna work on that. Then part 3 is fucking tough, man. It is difficult as fuck. But yeah, so I just wanna, what's it called? So I just made some basic ass shit today, man. You know what I mean? Dub. And what I want to do was, I think this, I'll explain the system because I wanted to explain the shits to make sure I understand it. So it's very simple, not that much coding, but put 2.5. My idea was that every hour that progresses through the game, FNAF is 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. I wanted to make it to where the monster has a more a chance to be aggressive and aggro, right? And so the idea is right, it will stay dormant, but as it progresses, it gets more and more damn, on you, right? I'm gonna set the chance to 5. And so like, you know what I mean, it would run through the shits, right? Actually, maybe make it to where, like, there's, like, instead of 8 hours, let's say, like, 30 seconds. It's like half a minute is, like, fucking an hour in the game or whatever, right? And regardless, right? So it'll run through the shits, bam, right? It just procced a chance for the motherfucker to move, right? I'm trying to use this, like, little nigga as an example, right? Of, like, how often, like, the motherfucker would go in for, like, to window positions to attack, right? Obviously, it's very often right now. But, like, over the course of a game, right? It would be, like, this would be, like, an example of it moving to different positions randomly to go in for attacks. And so the idea is, again, if you're wondering, I'm trying to just explain it. The idea is, right, as the hours progress, the hour chance just gets, like, multiplied by, like, a number of whatever I said it to you. If, you know what I'm saying, if it gets that proc, basically, it will attack. Once it attacks, right, it will just go into a state of being passive again, and it will wait until, you know what I'm saying, it randomly attacks again, right? And so that I'm just trying to set up, like, that would be my example of the motherfucker going in for an attack in the shits. You know what I'm saying? And I made this, like, in a day. Or not a day, but, like an hour or two. So nothing much yet. But I have to start doing the more advanced shit soon. I just want to make, like, a little demo demonstrating what I'm trying to do logic-wise. So as time goes on, it gets more and more aggressive? Yes. So when it turns red, that means it's, like, in its aggro state. Right? And this block would be, like... Because I don't have a model yet, but the block would be... The block moving and, like, tweening into position would be an example of it going to different doors and shit to attack. Or different windows to, like, attack, right? And then break through the window. And once it breaks through the window, then, like, the path finding and shit can start. If that makes sense. Doing the base stuff for AI is easy. It's fixing and tweaking it that ends up being painful. Yeah, I figured. Because honestly, it doesn't seem like I'm going to have to do that much stuff. Especially because after looking at how to use pathfinding and shit, it seems pretty simple. But, like, I feel like there's going to be, like, parts where, like the AI is going to be chasing a nigga, and then there's going to be, like, a chair, and it's going to hit the chair, and it's going to, like, stop. Just, like, stop completely. For no reason. And because I was doing that with my fucking zombie, dude. Bring this nigga back out in the workspace. Dude, my fucking zombie was just tripping, man. I deleted all my print shits, didn't I? Where is this nigga? Where'd he go? Where the fuck he go? Oh. There we go. Put him right here. Put him right here. Actually, move it, like, right here. Then play the bitch. Bro, this motherfucker, I gotta fix this nigga, too. I don't know. I decided not to fix him so I could just work on my main shit. But, you know what I mean? Hey, at least, you know what I mean? At least the shit's working. He sees you, he starts chasing you. The basic shits, right? The nigga's on my ass. You see what I'm saying, right? But then when the nigga was jumping, right, he got a little funky with it. Like he bugs out a little bit sometimes. Like why is he going into the wall? It'd be like shit like what the fuck changed that the nigga went into the wall for? And he would just bug out. Like I've tried, bro. I have no reason why the nigga just gets stuck in there. Specifically there. Only there too. Everywhere else, like, the motherfucker was jumping up. You know what I mean? But yeah, besides that, that's what I've been working on, chat. You know what I'm saying? With the squad. Do you fix him jump before he has to? Yeah, I did. Clue, I did. It was simple. I just forgot to put what I forgot to put in. I forgot to put this little script right here before the fucking thing finished, right? So yeah, that's what I forgot to put in. Anywho, yeah, that's what I've been working on, chat. Cause some motherfuckers were asking why, or where has my scripting been, and I've been lazy, but now I'm back in the shits. Optimizing AI is also a huge thing. Yeah, I'm not that big of a big ass optimize type nigga, but. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I say I'm like a Yuji Itadori at the start of the series. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that tough to do, but I'm just a lazy ass nigga. That's what's holding me back. Type shit. Hey, bro. Multi-threading is what you gotta learn for AI optimizing. Multi-threading, huh? Yeah, I figured, bro. The amount of shits that you constantly have to send. Oh my god, bro. Like how much of shit be sending. Like, damn. Zagatron is not Yuji Itadori, bro. Let me be a little Yuji Itadori, bro. Yeah, I assume that's gonna be the annoying shits. Am I practicing to save Deepwoken? Chat, would I, Agamatsu, be a crazy W developer for the Deep, chat? Y'all think I'd go stupid if I had the ability to? They let me in. Do y'all think I'd go absolutely insane? Demonic, even. Gonna have to do it all too for my movement shooter. Gotta make it super prominent so that because there's gonna be dozens of them. I see. Yes, you'd cook too hardcore. I wouldn't. Chat, when I talk about making things hardcore, I wouldn't. It's not like I'd go in there and fucking make like a boss that's literally impossible to beat. But you know what I'm saying, you might have to. I'd make it to where you have to utilize to the fullest extent the base mechanics. And you know what they did? I fucking love that they did it. Because Tap Dancer, everybody has access to Tap Dancer. I'd make a boss where like he'll use an attack that you have to dodge, and if you used a full dodge, you're fucked. He'll hit you with another only dodgeable attack, right? So you couldn't parry it, right? So the idea is like he hits you with one and then another, and he'll punish you for not tap dancing instead of going. If you do a full dodge, he'll hit you. Type shit. I can't lie, if they got Zartanian and Limebeard and them working on stuff for weeklies, you can too. Yeah, but I want to get good. You know what I mean? Like strong. You know what I mean? What if you don't have Tap Dancer? Everybody has Tap Dancer now. What are you talking about? Hit the time changer. He'll punish you for not tap dancing. Okay, what I mean... Okay, so a lot of people might not understand what I mean by that, but they basically gave everybody Tap Dancer in this update right here. Is this one. Where they talk about the base combat improvements. Yeah, they gave everybody Tap Dancer. Look. Look, right here. Roll canceling now removes your cooldown and it lets you immediately roll again. So, like, you know... Do you see what I'm saying, right? That'd be your idea. Like roll catching in Elden Ring, like it punish you for full rolling without thinking. Yes, exactly, right? That's what I'd want to do. So like maybe like the attack would be like a ching zhoof. You see what I'm saying, right? Like he slams the ground, then drags his blade up again. So usually what would happen is, right, the dragging up of the blade would be unparryable. Like both attacks would be unparryable, but you can't full dodge both of them. It would be on the ground long enough to where the second slash you have to tap dance. That's the type of boss I'd make. To where you have to master the base mechanics of the game. On top of that, right, I'd make it to where like, what is it called? I would also, what is it? I'd want to probably make like a lot of cool monsters too. I think there's a lot of good monster mechanic ideas. So let's just go into easy monster mechanic ideas. That would be neat. These are like some ideas I would love for Deep. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna use a typer this time. Okay. Exo monster. So the idea for this exo monster is that he'll have like he'll literally have old exoskeleton, right? So if I had to make like a quick little design, I'm thinking like a dark green evil monster, like just sludgy type monster. He's like kind of like a Hulk ass nigga, right? Hulk, feet is fucking like, and he's like, he bends over, pause, right? Angry looking motherfucker, dark yellow eyes. He's like, there you go, easy ass design, right? And then the idea he has like this fucking fat ass like big ass exoskeleton over like the back of his body type shit, right? Or like covering his body. So he has like bones and shit around his body. And so the idea is that he takes 10 hits to get rid of his exoskeleton armor. So you have to get rid of the armor first, and that's based on the amount of hits. Does that make sense? It's based on the amount of hits, not damage, not anything. So multi-hits would be crazy for him. And then he has like 7,000 health outside of the 10 hit shit. Right, so 7,000 health HP, right? So that's in between a what's it called? That's so Bounder has 4,000, Bonekeeper has 10,000, right? So less than Bonekeeper, but the exoskeleton is what is like, you know what I'm saying, a little dangerous. Like Duke Shield is based on posture, not amount of hits, right? Does that make sense? That's why like heavies can break Duke Shield faster, right? And that's why people use heavy weapon. And so that's my first idea for a monster, right? My second idea, I'd say, let me think off the top of my head. What would be my second idea? I think I wanted like, I think an insanity monster would be cool. Insanity monster, right? But I'll expand on that one later. I want a monster. Maybe it'd be like a mini boss. It'd be like another Bonekeeper type monster. What's a good name? Ooh, maybe like the Dreadnought. Ooh, that's a good name. Sure, I'll call it the Dreadnought. How the fuck you spell not? The Dreadnought. Alright, and so this would be like, what else would this be? This could be like a layer 3 monster or some shit like that, right? So like maybe like a lava golem. A lava's like this. It's like a thick monster, right? And it carries like a big ass like fucking like blade. Right? But like the blade is like a weird like, or like a club. Yeah, like let's just say it's like a club, right? Like a club or like a hammer. Right? Like a hammer. I need to give it dark evil eyes. It could just be lava for now. And then it's like, I mean, it has like the particle and effects on it. It's like weird purple aura, right? It's like, and this nigga, oh my god, this nigga is deadly, right? So basically, his unique mechanic, right, is, let's just say his health is like, let's say like, this is a layer 3 monster, so 12,000 health. He's quite tanky, but not the, like, you can probably handle him pretty easily, but 12,000 HP, right? Pretty tanky, but his mechanic is very scary. So his mechanic is like the anti-life equation. Have you ever heard of that? It's like the anti-life formula, right? And so what he does is that, like, if it connects with your flesh starts getting like fucking infected with like this like viral anti-flesh shit, because the vents is supposed to be like hot, but it's like flesh-like, right? So like your flesh is getting infected with like a weird sort of fucking flesh, and it's like spreading in your body, right? And so the idea is two things. One, anti-heal until you're out of combat, right? Ooh, wait, I might make it even more deadly. I don't know. Ooh, no, I'll say this. Anti-heal until death, right? Until like the monster dies, right? Until monster death, right? So you have to kill the monster to get rid of your anti-heal, right? What was the second thing? Second thing is that like you take 1% of damage a second. % damage a second. So like there's like, so you got hit with like a viral infection basically, right? So basically, right, it has slow swings, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, nigga. You see what I'm saying, right? But these attacks are like undodgeable and unparryable, right? So you have to like physically move out the way. You can't like fucking, you can't tap dancer in this shit. If you tap dancer, yeah, I'm back. But right, if you get hit by the monster, right, it really hurts, but also it infects you, right? It infects you. And so that's the idea. So like the Dreadnought would be like a layer 3 like golem with like a stone thing, and like his like fucking like his hammer is like semi-stone but infused with like flesh. Let me look up a picture. Infused with flesh. Oh my god, there was a beautiful ass example actually. Actually, there's a good example of what this could look like. Oh my god, I have a good example. Don't make it purple. Don't make it purple. I have a beautiful example of what it could be like, because this was already posted. Chat, it would be like this. Okay? Take back what I said. Oh, like this, right? It'd be like this. Oh, this would be like this. So it's like you see like the gray part, right? Like the gray is the stone and it's like infected and it's like a lava golem with like like that. Yeah. So let me do my little arty art. Appreciate it. SUKUNA shows like this. Like the lighter one. Smooth it a little bit. Hold up. Oh. There we go. Like smooth it in. Yeah, like that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying, right? So like, yeah, y'all see it now? Y'all see it? Type shit. So it's a lava golem with like a fucking like infected hammer at the end, right? And so 12,000 HP. If it hits you, right? If it hits you, it gives you permanent anti-heal until you kill the monster, right? So if you like run away, it gives you like 2-minute combat tag. You have like, you can't heal. And it does 1% of damage a second if it hits you until you kill it, right? I should put until MD. So you have to kill this thing. You can't just like run away and like let it, like it will just keep hurting you. This is layer 3, nigga. Like you can't run, bro. Bro, you're in layer 3. Until MD. So this is the second monster I'd make. Dreadnought, right? You know what I'm saying? So the idea is, right, in my opinion, monsters in Deepwoken don't have enough like unique mechanics to them. There's like 2 things that, like 2 or 3 mechanics that are kinda, yeah, okay. One is Squibbo pairing and venting. That is a good example of why that nigga is dangerous though. He only has 1,000 health, but his mechanics make him so fucking deadly. Another example, if you want to count it, kinda, maybe, right, is certain attacks like the Bonekeeper wave or like the Bounder's jump being unparryable / unrollable. So if you didn't know, when the Bounder jumps onto nigga, right, you can't dodge that or parry. You have to literally physically move out the way. But I think that only exists on the Bounder. So I'm trying to give basically the new guys new mechanics. So like the Exo monster is old exoskeleton on a monster. It has a good like a decent amount of health, but its real scariness is the fact that like you can't just like hit it with like a 1 mantra to 1-tap it. You know what I mean? Or like 3 mantras. You have to hit that nigga 10 times. Multi-hits will fuck this dude up though. You see what I'm saying, right? This nigga is really scary though. He's a layer 3 monster. He should have unique mechanics and be scary. 12,000 HP, anti-heal until you kill it, and 1% of damage a second until you kill it. And it will stay in the server. Like it doesn't despawn. Because like a lot of times like you can fight a monster and then like run away and heal and then come back. No, this nigga like he will end you. You know what I mean? So that's my second idea. I need more space. Let's like make like a fucking fat list. Height of like 2K. What the hell is this? I said height of 2K. Oh. Let's make it like 6K then. Oh! There we go. Ah, nice. Okay. Alright, next up. Let's see. We're cooking on the spot right now, if you're wondering. What's another monster idea? Ooh. So kind of like an orange slime monster. We need like a good name. I don't know, like a calamitous slime. Calamitous slime. Some bullshit, right? And so these monsters, right, would be paired up with other monsters, right? So you'd be fighting the Dreadnought, and then a calamitous slime would be on the side, right? So like, let me like draw like, and it has like little rocks and shit floating in it, like little magma rocks and shit in it. And so the idea is this monster starts off very easy to kill, probably like 2,000 health, maybe 2,500, very light, very like easy to kill, right? Maybe like 2,000 HP. 2,000 to like 2,002, right? So like, okay, Agamatsu, man, Agamatsu, what the fuck? This you can one tap that nigga Agamatsu. Agamatsu, what are you doing? Here's a kicker, all right? There's a reason why I said this nigga comes with fighting so these guys will be like kind of around, so they could jump you, but it's not very difficult. The idea is, right, two things. A, yes, you did. I do like the idea of it, like it can, when it dies, like it will be like, you know, like environmental, like death, like it does something when it dies, like explodes or leaves lava, and that is true. I wanted that. It doesn't have to be that specifically, but right, the idea is like when you see it, right, it starts like amp itself up, right? And so the idea is the calamitous slime gets more and more stronger the more it's alive and in a fight. It'll start getting excited. The idea is, right, as I forgot what they're called, but whenever, hold on. Right, okay. That was, so yeah, that was my idea. Okay. I had to make sure what I was saying was right. Right? So the idea is, right, the hotter something is, right, the particles in them get more and more excited, right? They get more and more excited and they start like accelerating and getting more and more kinetic energy and moving faster, right? So the idea is a calamitous slime, a lava monster, right? It's getting excited that it's fighting, right? And so it will get stronger and stronger. And if you leave it unattended, it can be a very dangerous monster. So it grows, it can grow stronger over time, right? So I'm just going to draw this graph and do something like this, right? So it can start off with 2,000, 2,500 health, but if you don't hit the monster in like 5 or 10 seconds, it'll start growing its max health, right? And it can have like a max health of like 20,000 to 25,000 health. It can multiply itself by that much, but that's if you let it grow for like 2 minutes. You see what I'm saying, right? So like if you're running away from a monster, right? The idea is, right, if you let the slime be like, yo, oh my, yo, we're getting in a fight, right? The damage and the health will like start to grow, and it'll get like, it'll become like a big ass slime. Now you have to deal with a big ass slime because you let it grow. When you first see it, it should be like 2M1s, it dies. Do you see what I'm saying, right? But now you let the monster grow too much, and now it's like a big ass issue. Now you have to like be very careful, or maybe fucking move to another path. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why you pair the monster with things like the Dreadnought, right? Like when it will hit you, right? It'll do like 15 to 10 damage. It'll do like 1 to 2% of your health, right? You see what I'm saying, right? Like the slime is very easy to kill and does baby damage to you. The point is, if you let the baby grow into adult, it's very dangerous now. You just let that motherfucker expand for a minute. Now he's like, he has like 10k health, like 15, 20k health, and will do like 100 health to you a hit. You see what I'm saying, right? It's slow still, right? And it's kind of easy to kill, but do you understand what I'm saying? That's the idea. What's good? Sagacious slime, yeah, sure. So let's just say like it starts doing like 10 to 15 damage a hit. Damage / hit. Then it grows to 100 to 150 damage a hit. You guys be like, Agamatsu, what? 100 damage, Agamatsu? What the fuck? You're crazy. Nigga, the Bone Keeper does like 100 damage with like the grab. Like it does like 80 or 100 damage with like the grab. The Bone Throw does like 60 damage. These, bro, have you ever been grabbed by a corrupted Bone Keeper? You guys have to fight corrupted Bone Keeper sometimes. Those niggas deal like 180 damage a crush. Calm down. You're fine. Oh, 100 damage! Oh my god! 100 damage! How are we gonna fight it? You're trying to make the game hard for no reason. That's y'all motherfuckers. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Damn. Damn, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Listen. Okay, listen. It will make sense when it's all put together. So the idea is, right? The idea is, it's very simple. Okay, I'll explain one more time. It will start off. It starts off very weak and easy to kill, and in a minute to 2 minutes, if you don't hit it, if you just have to hit the motherfucker. If you don't hit it or kill it, whatever they want to do, it will expand into a much bigger monster that's much more difficult to kill. That's it. Just kill it when you see it. That's all you need to do. Focus on killing the monster and don't let it grow. There you go. That's a very unique mechanic that no monster has. That's it. Already we have 3. I cooked this up in like literally like 5 minutes of thinking, right? I guarantee you, bro, all these monster mechanics are probably easy as fuck for the devs to like speed blitz. I'm talking like Saitama one tap. These niggas could probably make... The mechanics are not crazy. We already have anti-heal in the game. Poison damage is probably easy. We already had old exoskeleton, right? I'm using ideas we've previously had. Maybe this one being like technically the newest one, right? I'm just using the ideas that players have had in the past and applying it to monsters. Because guess what? That's what made Squibbo so dangerous of a foe. When you apply things that the player can do, it made the monster way more dangerous, right? So I think it'd be cool for a monster to apply anti-heal. I think it'd be cool for a monster to have old exoskeleton. Doesn't make sense. That's where I'm trying to draw my ideas from. Anyway, yeah, the calamitous slime. Chat. I'm just saying, look. I'm just saying, chat. If we saw, chat, y'all tell me if we saw these 3 monsters in layer 3, people. Look, see, some people will say I'm not cooking. On my channel, on everything, I swear to you, if niggas saw these monsters in a trailer, oh my god, we're getting layer 3. The monsters look so fucking good. Oh, what is that? A giant fucking lava monster with a flesh? Oh my god. We're getting layer 3, guys. Oh, dude, did you see the new layer 3 trailer, dude? Do you see the fucking slime and how big it grew? I bet 95% of niggas in this chat would be freaking out. Y'all don't want to admit it, but it's true. People are like, I guarantee you niggas would look at the design and like see like the functions and people be like, what? Yo, wow. They really did layer 3. Oh my god, the monsters look so dangerous. I'm just saying, bro, that's it. Next up, should we do another one? Do I have any good ideas left? Oh, I have another one. Okay, so this one can actually apply to any monster, but I don't want there to be like a berserker. So it's like Squibbo-like. Let's just call it the berserker, right? Berserker. Yeah. So it's kind of Squibbo-like in form, right? It's kind of like a Squibbo-like being, but like instead it's like a flesh-like monster that had maybe has like 4 arms or something like that. I don't know. We'll give it some like fucking rad design. Kind of like, it's like human but like monster, you know what I'm saying? So maybe like it's muscle, right? It's like a muscle flesh lava monster, right? The nigga is strong. Give that motherfucker a 6-pack type shit, right? It's like a fucking flesh monster, right? Type shit. We'll draw some simple designs for it, right? Maybe like its face is like, yeah, like flesh. You know what I'm saying, right? The motherfucker has like fucking 4 arms. Type shit. Anyway, right, berserker. Squibbo-like monster, dangerous motherfucker. This will be like the Squibbo. This will be the Squibbo of basically, what is it called? This is like the Squibbo of, layer 3, right? Like make his like flesh more fleshy. Yeah, it's got like hella flesh. Eyes are glowing, right? It doesn't have to be punching, but I like the idea of it punching motherfuckers, right? And so for the attacks, we can make it, we can also make it like Squibbo, but my idea is I want it to be like this, right? So first it has like a sense, right? It has a sense. This is what it will do, right? If it's fighting one player, it's like, all right, square up. Okay, you know what I mean? Like one player, you know what I mean? Like it'll go fighting, right? It'll fight you. It can't parry, but it can punch you type shit, right? Like kind of like a Squibbo that can't parry. You're gonna be like, okay, well, what's the threat? But here's the issue. Here's the issue. If there are 2 players around, it's like sensing AoE. Oh, he's like, y'all trying to jump me, nigga? Bam! It grows its another 2 arms. I run it up. It gets stronger. 3 niggas near, it gets enraged. 4 niggas there, it starts using a fucking Kamehameha. 5 niggas there, it achieves Ultra Instinct. 6 niggas there, it steals your bitch. I'm playing with that last one. And that was still yo bitch. Y'all ain't have none anyway. No, but the idea is, right? The idea is that it progressively gets more and more dangerous as there's more players, right? More and more dangerous as there's more players, right? So like we'll just put like more players equals more mechanics. Because here's the thing, right? Yeah, I know they can technically give this to any monster, but here's the thing: I don't want it to be like, the 2 players, 20% more damage. 3 players, 30. No, nigga. Like, let the monster actually flesh out and have more mechanics and attacks, right? When there's more players, right? You see what I'm saying, right? I don't want to just be like, oh, more damage, more. Like, no. Like, let it have new attacks because there's 5 players. Yeah, sure, you can make the argument that, well, when are there ever going to be 5 players fighting it? But you see what I'm saying, right? There might be, and I think it's cool to have those specific niche interactions in a monster. I think that's fine. I think that's actually really cool. People are like, wait, what the? Is it charging up a fucking Kamehameha? You're going to see like clips like that on YouTube because I think that's what it's all about. What? So people will like start to theorize, well, how did it get that attack? See, that I think the best part about it is that you don't tell the player that the more the more players there are around it, the more the more like attacks it gets. You don't tell players that. Let players theorize. Oh, wait, stay back, bro, stay back. I think if we jump it, it might become way. Let me try and solo it. You see what I'm saying, right? People will be like, people will try and figure it out. Let people try and figure the shits out. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? And then, you know, that's when people will figure out type stuff, right? And so I love the idea of there being like a monster that is the weakest when there's only 1 player around. So I'd probably say as difficult as a lightning Squibbo to deal with solo, but like more difficult the more it goes on. Does that make sense? Because if you notice, right, if you fight a Squibbo with 2 players, you know what I'm saying, right? Like if you fight, nobody's struggling with a Squibbo with 2 players, right? It's like, okay. But you know what people struggle the most with? A Squibbo alone. What if we reverse that and make a monster that gets more mechanics progressively? You see what I'm saying, right? Equals more mechanics. And maybe it can get like a tad bit more health. Also, maybe tad more HP. Maybe like a little bit more health if it's gonna jump. Just a little bit. Right. What else? What's another mechanic? I think that's fine, honestly. And maybe like, you know, uses fist. Uses fist. Slash arms. It doesn't have to be, it can maybe use its like arms. Maybe instead of it having fists, like its arms are fucking like blades, and then it like attacks you with like a blade. Yeah, simple. So it's not super like Squibbo, right? Use fish slash arms, Squibbo like. All right, next monster. Bro, we already got 4 monsters, bro. We already got 4 monsters. Chat, already, bro, that's already more monsters than layer 2 floor 1. I guarantee you, layer 3 opens up with these 4 monsters. Nick is gonna be a little afraid. They're gonna be a little afraid type shit. They're gonna be like, damn, okay. You know, it's a little rough. It's a little rough out here. What else? Let's see. Now, if we're talking about a layer 3 monster, chat, a stalking monster, I'm thinking about Lethal Company, right? I think there needs to be a certain type of monster that's unkillable, but not something you necessarily fight, right? This could be like, we can just steal it. We're just gonna steal it from fucking Lethal Company, right? We're gonna steal it from Lethal Company. It's basically like an environmental hazard, right? Environmental hazard. Lava worm. Is that how you say it? Worm, right? Hold on. Where is it? This but bigger slash cooler slash fleshy. Right, so it's like kind of like flesh. Instead of like stone, it's like flesh, right? Because, you know, it's like flesh themed, right? So the idea is we're just gonna fucking steal from Lethal Company. The idea is this is not necessarily a monster you can fight. The idea is like it's just a giant worm that can come out of the ground and fucking eat you. We're just gonna steal it. How about that? We're just gonna steal this one. We're gonna steal this monster. You know what I mean? It comes out the lava, right? So, and it can like, it'll come out the lava and then it will go down on like a piece of the land to try and eat a player, and then it'll like go down into the fucking, do you understand what I'm saying? All right. So like this is lava, right? You know what I mean? It comes out maybe looking like that giant worm from SpongeBob, like this. Like that, right? And then we need to draw like a piece of ground. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Lava-like. All right. And so let's draw like its trajectory real quick. Right. So instead of coming out the ground, you can at least see it come, because in my opinion, right, it would be bullshit if I die to a lava monster and I can, like, you know what I mean? Like, some people won't notice. But I want it to be like fucking, what's it called? Like, boom. Right? It would just fucking come out the ground, eat you. So if it lands on the ground on top of you, you die. You know what I mean? It's Jover. Maybe if you had enough health, you can get out of it or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever they want to do with it. But that's the idea. Simple. It's like an environmental hazard. Because if you notice, right, usually in Deep, we don't really have things that are like looming threats that you can't fight. Everything you can fight, and I like that. But like, there's nothing that's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that you can't not, you see what I'm saying, right? Something that you can't not fight back against. And I think for layer 3, we need some things like that. So like, when I mean like giant, I mean big, right? Like a big lava worm. But obviously it would be probably slow enough to move out the way, but it would also be kind of quick enough to where like you gotta step it a little bit, right? That'd be the idea, right? To where like it's trying to eat you, like it'll target you. So like if you're like sitting around or maybe like trying to figure something out or like looting a chest, oh my god. Actually, change the mechanic, right? I'm gonna call it like the lava worm, like loot monster. And it only comes after you while you're opening chests. That would be my idea, yes. So let's just say like a chest is opened, this motherfucker has a chance to spawn in. Oh, that's evil. So you're like, yo, oh my, I just got the new fire legendary, dude. Oh my god. Right? You're looking at the chest, right? Type shit. And then bam! While you open it, it like, there's like a and it comes out. Not the mimic, dude. No. Look, chat, I know there's a mimic. I'm doing this. Mimic and Deepwoken, but you know what it does? You open the chest and it spawns in a random monster. That's not a... No, bro, please, bro. Please, that is not... It's a fake out chest, but it's not a real mimic. You see what I'm saying? This monster is not necessarily a mimic, but it's actually like a unique mechanic tied to the environment. So sometimes it can come out randomly just out of the blue, right? So there's two ways it comes out, right? Naturally comes out. Naturally. Actually, let me just type this. I don't know why I didn't type this. Naturally comes out. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Naturally comes out. About environmental hazard. And then the second way it comes out. The second way it comes out is like, what is it? Comes out when looting a chest in the open, right? Comes out when looting a chest in the open, and it will target you when you're opening a chest, right? And so that's the idea, right? So let's just say you got finished killing like an exo monster. There's like a chest. If you open up a chest, there's like a 20 or maybe like a 5 or 10% chance that the giant fucking like thing will come out and try and eat you. Maybe like 2%, like rare. It will be kind of rare, but like if it eats you, you die. Well, but what if I have... You die. But wait, what if I have 100%? You die. Like, that's it, bro. You're done. It's layer 3, nigga. It's layer 3. Be careful, bro. This monster will kill you. It's easy to dodge, but if you get hit, you die. Like, that's it, bro. You're not getting out of it. Like, maybe few exceptions, right? I'll say this. There are exceptions. Maybe someone put a resurrection on you and like you res through the ground. You know, that'd be cool. Rising through the fucking ground. I guess throwing the bell in there, right? Like it eats you and then boom, like the ground explodes. You come out rising out the sky. You got your layer 3 bow. And then maybe like the third thing is like if you ever run it back. Like it eats you, but then like bzz, you run it back. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. Maybe there's it doesn't have to be a one shot, but I think a one shot would be really fucking metal, dude. So yeah, lava worm. Enough on that. Chat, we're just giving it out for free today. Pause. We're giving some easy eats in terms of ideas. Chat, if I was a dev, these would be my monster. Chat, what we thinking about the Agamatsu layer 3 experience? I don't think, here's the thing, right? Notice how like I didn't say like any monster that's like absolute, like you have, it's like 30,000, 40,000, like it hits you once, one tap. Besides this motherfucker, right? I think these are pretty reasonable fights. Like they're not too difficult, but I think it's appropriate for layer 3 level. Can we agree? Like 12,000 health is just too, it's 20% more than a, you know what I mean? Like this, it's about maybe 2 times stronger than a bounder. Like it's not too crazy, but right. Double W yap session, but never cook again. Chat, which one was your favorite one though? Like which one you're like, oh, that's cool. Which one was your favorite here? What would you say? Minus 110 for art. Maybe I'll get the artist to make one. 12k HP, passive HP loss is insane. Berserker, Hammer Dude, Jump Monster seems cool. Yeah, we can do a poll actually, you're right. Let me do a poll. I can only put 4, so I'm gonna just put Exo Monster. Hammer Dude. Berserker. Lava Worm. I'm gonna just combine these. Oh, worm / slime. Here we go, pull. Yeah. Ignore the art, though. Think about the concept. And people just want to fight another scuba, I swear. I swear that's what it is. Mori turrets I have to parry. Aga, do you think that these type of monsters could be done on a weekly basis with a... Weekly is real... I'd say, like, if you're expecting a new monster every single week, that's pretty difficult, I think. I think that's really difficult. But I think if you say, like, maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, possibly. If the entire team was only working on monsters, you could probably see one every 2 to 3 weeks, in my opinion. But that's if the entire squad is only working on that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I want harder mobs that are actually scary to fight. That's why I like the Berserker. It seems like the toughest one of them all, and it seems like I'd be actually scared fighting it. You're not kidding with the worm? You don't like the worm, dude? You don't like it coming out and one-tapping you if you're not careful and opening a chest? Dude, that's a classic. You shouldn't have opened the chest and just started looting. Like, you gotta be quick with it. You gotta loot whatever in there, and it eats your chest. Yes, sir. Could a stalking monster concept work? Game is with a stalking monster like the Bracken. Is that what you're thinking? Like the Bracken? Chat, do you guys think a Bracken monster could work in Deepwoken? I'm not fighting the worm though. It's either he isn't there or I'm insta dead. Yeah, true. I can understand that. The only reason why I want the, cause like I don't want it to be like Lava Serpent Part 2. You know what I mean? Like I want there to be some monsters that you can't fight that like it adds to the environment, right? Like I think it adds to the environment that it makes sense. There are some monsters that you just can't fight, or like they like the lava worm makes like it'll come out and it'll go in. Maybe they can make it to where if you do enough damage, you can kill it, but. Mimic monster that uses a disguise and sneaks up on you where you aren't looking for a huge damage hit. A disguise mantra, huh? So like what would it would like come up as like a fucking like Gobletto or like a rock and move behind you? Maybe. I think the unkillable part makes it scary. True. Honestly, I want there to be like at least 1 or 2 unkillable monsters because yeah, I think that adds to it, right? I think it adds to like I want there to be like some dangerous shit that you gotta watch out for. Let's see. I think my favorite one, if I had to say, I like the motherfucker with the hammer just because I love the idea of a monster putting you in. Because so many niggas, and me included, love the healing on killing a monster. It's so nice. But a monster that takes that away and gives you damage over time until you kill it is scary. Because what if you're fighting like 2 monsters with your friends? That is a scary situation. That's really scary. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Chat, should I pitch these? Do you think they'd listen? You think they'd listen, bro? Because at first, boundaries were scared, but pretty soon, motherfuckers started farming them. Could it be a side objective to kill a worm like you catch while it's sleeping, or lower it to normal HP? I think that'd be kind of cool. There's a 1 in 35 chance of the worm is an ancient worm, and this one is really unkillable, like 3 times bigger than Prima, and fastest fucking one-shots. So like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying like, the idea could be like, there's like the baby worms. That's actually not a bad idea. Like the baby ones come out and you can kill them. But like the giant, like adult ones are like, yo, they're like much more rare, but they will kill you. And you can't kill them. That I might agree with you with, because that makes it kind of cool. Makes it a little scary when you hear rumbling, because you don't know which one you're gonna get. I like that. Make the handwriting better so they can read it. Hey man, you're gonna have to work with this. The Dreadnought has too much HP to drain HP while having anti-heal. Does it? 12,000 HP? I kind of disagree in my opinion. It's not like overbearing. Like, what is it? Corrupted Bonekeeper has 30,000 HP. That's a long fight, but the regular Bonekeeper, people kill that pretty quickly in my opinion. I think people kill the regular Bonekeeper decently fast. Not too long. It probably shouldn't take you more than like a minute and a half. I don't think it's that. I don't think it'd be too much. Actually, a minute and a half, that's 90 seconds. 1% a second. Ooh, that's scary. See, it's layer 3. It's layer 3, bro. It's layer 3. Allow it. Bro, a monster, like, imagine you get hit at the start of the fight. Fuck, dude. That's 1% of health you lose a second. That is actually scary. I think it's a good mechanic. No bloodless either? Nah, that's scary. I don't care what you say. That's scary as fuck. Because it's not like it doesn't have to have, like, crazy damage. Or, like, crazy, like, health. I think that's a fine amount. It's a layer 3 monster. Layer 3 isn't a good reason for strong mobs. What do you mean? What? It's a layer 3! That's beyond layer 2 endgame. What do you mean? Should these be weak mobs? What do you mean? Let him explain. I might be misinterpreting what you're saying. Not gonna lie, it being layer 3 isn't a good reason for strong mobs. You gotta explain yourself here. You have to explain yourself because layer 2 mobs aren't. Is anybody here still afraid of layer 2 mobs? Because, like, those motherfuckers don't have that many. Like, the idea is these guys have unique mechanics that keep you afraid or keep you, like, on the lookout. That's important. Keep you on the lookout. Like it being overpowered, not strong. What do you mean exactly? You're still gonna have to explain it. I think it means one shouldn't be that much harder than layer 2 mobs when the factor of unknown needs to be taken into account. Shouldn't be that. But the thing is, I think they're harder, but I don't think they're I don't think they're impossible. I just think they're difficult. They're difficult because of the mechanics assigned to them, right? In reality, right, the Bone Keeper has 10,000 HP and does a lot of damage a hit. It does like 60 to 40 damage a hit. You guys know that, right? That's a lot of damage. This nigga is really scary because of the mechanics, and I think that's what it should be. I don't think you should have to rely on, because 12,000 HP, that's only 20% more than a Bone Keeper. It's not 2 times, it's not 3 times like a corrupted Bone Keeper. Mind you, you have to fight the corrupted Bone Keeper in a trial. What is the excuse here? This is a layer 3 mob. You willingly chose to go to layer 3, however they do it. You willingly chose to go there. You knew it was dangerous. 12,000 HP. A trial you have to face eventually. 30,000 HP. More, probably a lot more damage. See what I'm saying, right? I don't think it's that crazy. There's crazy. There's crazy, but it's not insanity. You see what I'm saying? 12,000 HP is not that crazy, bro. That's all I gotta say. Instead of making these new mobs, can they make curse cards not unbearable to fight in packs? First update of anti-gank first. Yeah, those guys are. Yeah. You know what I would like as well for bosses? I'd love if they could. So, like, let's talk about a boss. A special time. Let's talk about you know what I mean? Let's talk about, like, the boss, right? So I don't have any idea for, like, a design. I'm gonna leave that to the devs. But this is what I want to see. Okay, here's what we go. I want to see 2 things. All right, one thing is that there is actually let me lower this. Let's make a list. A large variety of moves. Right. 2 variants of the boss, right? So these are the 2 things I think are great. So let me explain the first one. Very easy. If there's a lot of different moves, it can make it a lot more unexpected, right? But what do I mean by variants of the boss? I mean that whenever you fight the boss the first time, it might not be the same sort of boss the second time around, because there might be a couple different variants. So let's just say that, like, the boss has 10 guaranteed moves no matter what. And then it has 2 additional moves it can stack on top of it that are the variant ones, right? The variant ones will be, like, the ones you have to watch out for because... Oh, wait, what? He'll throw it out, but you don't know if he's going to throw it out. Does that make sense? because there's different variants of the monster, it keeps you on your toes. Does that make sense, right? That's kind of the idea. It's not too crazy of a concept, but I think it would keep players on their toes enough. Because if you notice, Chaser and Ethron, the fight is the same every single time. This right here allows there to be a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. You see what I'm saying, right? It will keep people on their toes, and it will definitely catch people lacking. Alright? Kind of like Sans, where the fight changes after each fight, win or loss. Kinda. It's just like, yeah, kinda like that. But it's not necessarily like dependent on if you win or lose. It's more like every time you fight it, you have to be careful on what variant it is. Like, oh, okay, use the attack, it might be this variant. Or maybe it isn't. Alright. What else would I say? What's one more mechanic I want a boss to have? Because honestly, having a lot of variety and variants, I think is like good enough. That can do a lot. Ooh. What is it? More boss mechanics. So this is what I'm thinking, right? I think more boss mechanics would have, what's it called? Would make it a lot more scary. So what do I mean by this, okay? This is what I was thinking, chat. This might be crazy, actually. Nah, I'd win, okay? So this is gonna be like an example, okay? It would be really tough to build this. Maybe not. I'm trying to think, chat. I'm trying to think. Okay, I got it. So, you guys know how, like, this is Chaser's, right? This is, like, Chaser's arena. He has the things here. He has, like, the pots of blood here, right? You know, you have to break the pots. You know, he has, like, the pillars that you can go up on to break the pots on, right? I'm trying to basically give you, like, this is a top-down perspective, right? You have, like, Chaser's pillars here, right? So, hear me out, okay? Hear me out. This is my idea, right? For a boss mechanic. Might be a little much. But the idea is, right? Yo, wait. Oh! Sorry. Yo! It's a 3D sphere. Yo! Okay, that's enough of that. Globe. Okay. So this is the idea, right? So this is like this right here will be like the field, right? So this is a top-down perspective. My boss idea, right, is like in the second phase of the fight, right? The idea is that lava will slowly start to fill the room, and there's a timer on the boss, right? So like lava would slowly like start going around the outside, right? And like if you don't kill the boss in time, you'll be like over flooded and take hella burn damage and basically die. Alright. And so the idea is like it will slowly creep toward the middle and eventually fill up the room. You see what I'm saying? That'd be my boss mechanic idea. Like the lava's like, damn you! And like breaks everything around him, and like the lava starts like spilling in, and it's like slowly edging towards the circle. And maybe you have like 2-3 minutes to beat him. And it's like, or like 4 minutes. So it's like, this is like a, you know what I mean, like over the, it's like blah, right? And then what happens is whenever you defeat the boss, maybe you get like, you can like light hook out of there or some bullshit, you know what I mean? Like Claris, she's like, I managed to find you guys, hurry into the middle and light hook out of here before the lava comes in. And it's like, right? And then like Claris is like, she's like, okay, you managed to get out of there, but we need you to go back down. You know what I mean? Like some bullshit, you go back down, etc. Alright? So yeah, that's the idea. What do y'all think? That's my idea. Anyway, I'm not trying to make a boss. Monsters is right here. Type shit. I'm gonna save this file just because I want to expand on it later. Monster ideas. Keep it as a PDN too, actually. Alright, let me in the poll. I mean, that's just a time pressure mechanic. There's a lot of interesting, more niche mechanics I think a boss fight could involve for deep. Air dashing, venting, sliding. You're probably right, honestly. There's probably more that they could have. Like, a move that you can only vent would be kind of interesting. Or, like, maybe, like, imagine, like, you're fighting Jogo, right? And, like, you know, like, the little lava flies, like, they stick to you, and the only way you can get them off is by using a vent. Like, that'd be kind of interesting. Alright. Yeah, these are all the monster ideas. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yo, someone made some sick ass art for the monster. Yo. Yo, that's sick. Yo, shout out the homie. This the homie right here who drew it, bro. Shout out the homie Manny for this, bro. He drew the art. Yo, see what I'm saying, right? Oh, that's sick. Like, dude. That is a sick ass idea. Good shit, bro. Good shit. Dude, that looks fucking sick as fuck, bro. This is what I'm saying right here. See what I'm saying? Bro, I guarantee you, throw this nigga in layer 3 with a trailer, people are losing their shits. That looks sick as fuck. Like with a little purple aura. Dude, that's sick. Like a flesh hammer. This is W cooking. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, shout out to the homie Manny, bro. He made that WS art. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna save this actually. I might need this. Flesh monster. Alright, thanks. Other than that though, chat, let me see if there's anything else to do today. I don't think there's anything else really left to do here. I think I'm gonna be heading out, chat. I'm gonna maybe make a video on this, or maybe a plug video will come out on it. And I'm gonna go play some Dark and Darker, okay? And I'll be catching you guys later, alright? Peace.